Here is the sublimation bunny that we are going to be using here. This bunny has feet and ears that can take the sublimation ink really well. And as you can see from the ruler, this bunny is over 12 inches long, so it is a good size. I am starting in my Canva account for these. I have the Canva Pro account. So I started a new document, and the feet on these bunnies are about 3 inches by roughly two. So what did I can't remember what I set this up at. I set it up at 2.5 inches by 1.75 inches. And so now the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to design what I want to put on the feet. So here is a typical birth announcement in Creative Fabrica that I found. So what I want to do is I want to pick what I want to have on the feet. And I think I will do the pounds and the ounces on one foot. So now I will bring in go in here and I will go to elements and I will look for a pink heart because I want to get that on here. And so I will turn that this direction, I think. And then I will put the baby's weight in ounces and pounds here. So I am going to get that information from my text message here. Let's see. She is 5 pounds, 15 ounces, almost 6 pounds. So now I'm going to grab a text box here. I'm going to add a text box. I bring this up and I am going to make just this one first. I'll do the 5 here and I will make this bigger. I get it quite large here. And see what I'm going to do here. Stretch it out. I want this to fit nicely on one of these bunny feet. So I'm going to do 5. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to put this, I probably will make that smaller. So I'm going to do 5. And then I'm going to pick out a font. So I'm going to go up here where it says Canvas Sans. And I am going to look for a font that I want to use. I think that's a cute one. So I will leave that there. I'm going to make this so that we have some more room here. Get this up. So we got 5 here. And now, oh, get my 5 back in there. And now I'm going to Control C, Control V, and I'm going to make this one quite a bit smaller. And I'm just going to write LB there, not quite that small, but because I can make this bigger too. Get that in there. Over and get this one out of there. Get it in there. And I'm going to put LB in this one. Capital L, capital B. Stretch this out. So I'm going to make this smaller. There we go. So that looks pretty good. 5 pounds. And then I will Control C, Control V, and I will put a 1 before this. Oops. And stretch this out. Here we go. 15. See if I can get this to go nicely right in there. And I'll put an OZ on the bottom of that one. So Control C, Control V. And I will do ounce here. Oh, whoop. I didn't mean to do that. Shift OZ. Whoops. OZ. OU. Let me look. Ounces. I'm going to look up abbreviation for ounces. OZ. I was right. Just wanted to double check. You don't want to have any spelling errors on your design here. So we're going to get up, move this up a little bit. I like how that one fits right into the five there. So I'm going to scooch that over just a little bit. I like how that looks. And up a little bit here. I think that's pretty good. So now I am going to add another page because we're going to do the other foot. I'm going to kind of decide what I want to put on there. So we have, oh, inches. There we go. So now let's copy this again. Maybe I'll just duplicate this page and I will do inches now. It to 18.5 and I'll stretch this out a little bit. And then I'm going to get rid of this, delete, delete, and I'm going to move that 18.5 up here. And I'm going to move this over a little bit, get that up a little bit further. And I'm going to change this word to inches. INCH. Yes, and I will probably scoot this over so that it fits on there. And so now we have the 2 feet. I just want to make sure that I get this centered well. So I'm going to put bunny feet here, what I'm going to call it. Whoops, get rid of this whole name here and call it bunny feet. And now I'm going to download this. So I'm going to share and download. And I'm going to raise my DPI up. Like I said, I have the Canva Pro, so I can raise my DPI. You wouldn't have to, but if you can do it, and I'm going to do transparent background because these are pro options. You can see by the crown there. So now I am going to download both of these. And now, after that's downloaded, we unzip it. So I will zip this. Move this down where you can see it here. I'm going to extract and I'll save that. So when we go to print, so they're ready to go. Well, let's look at them here and see what they look like. So we have, that looks really good there. All right, and this one looks very good as well. So I am going to get back to my designing here. So we are going to go to a new home page. And now the ears, so the 4 spots that can be sublimated on this particular bunny are the ears and the feet. So I am going to do a custom size again, and I am going to use inches. And these feet, these ears are the area that we can work with is about 6 inches. And the height we can do is between 1.5 and 2 inches. So I think I'm going to leave this one at the 1.75 inches. So we're going to create a design here. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to add the date. So I'm going to go to the elements here and I'm going to pick that heart out. And you can see that that heart also is a pro image. But I'm going to use this heart and then I'm going to go and see if I can remember what we used for our text. So I'm going to add a text box here and I'm going to go into Canvas Sand and I'm going to see what we recently used here. Love Wish, that's the one I think that we used for the numbers that we were doing on the feet. So now what I'm going to do first is I am going to do it's March 17, so I'm going to do 3 and I'm going to make this like this and then I'm going to stretch this up because I want this big again like we did with the 5. So I'm going to make this big and shrink this up a little bit, bring it in and make it bigger again. And she was born on St. Patrick's Day yesterday. So I'm going to do 3 and then I'm going to make this a little smaller and bring it in. And then I'm going to Control C, Control V on that 3. And I'm going to line this up because I want that just at the right height there. And I'm going to make this a 17 and move it over here. Well, I better start over this way because I want 2025 to fit on there as well. Get this over, get the heart in here. I'm going to duplicate this. Control C, Control V, not that one. I want the heart duplicated. So I'm going to move this out of the way so I can get my heart here. And I'm just going to Control C, Control V, because I need 3 of these little hearts. 2. I only need 2, sorry. I'm going to move them out of the way so that we can get them in our design where we need them. So I'm going to take the 3 first because it's March. And then put our little heart in here. Make that a little bigger. March 17th. And then we're going to put our little heart in here again. Same size, right through the center. And I'm going to Control C, Control V on this 17. And I am going to make this, I want to make sure that these are, why is this heart a different size? I am going to delete this one. I'm going to delete this one. Move this out of the way, and I am going to get a hold of this heart. I don't know why they came in at different sizes. So Control C, Control V, and I'm going to move that over to the side, backspace, and get my 3 back in here where I can reach it, and get my heart out of the way here. So now I can get these lined up. 3, 17, get my other heart in here. I want that to line up right with the bottom of that one. Take this one, Control C, Control V, and I'm going to do 2025 here. Make sure that they're all lined up perfectly. Whoops, make this wider. There we go. I'm going to move this 3 over. Stir it over here. Get this 2025 out of the way. 17, and I am going to position these to the back so that I can see my heart here. And then I'm going to grab this heart. I'll move it in here. 17, get it right lined up. And then I'm going to grab this heart and make sure that I have that right where it belongs there. And then put the 2025 up here. And I want that lined up as well. Zoom out so you can see this here. The font is a little too big. So I think what we're going to do, I can either drop the 20 out of there and just go with 25, or I can change this font and change them all to 118 and see what we get. So that one, make this one 118 as well. And this one, 118. And see if I can get them in here a little bit better. And I'll send these to the back. Position to back so I can get a hold of my heart here. And move that into place. And then get my 17 up in here. And then send that to the back. So I can get a hold of this other heart here. Get this one over and grab this heart. And get it just lined up perfectly. You can see those magenta lines there when we start lining it up. And that looks pretty good. I just want to make sure that I have that on the line where I want it. Still down a little too far. So I'm going to zoom in on this so that I can get a little more accurate movement on this 2025. Right on the area. So now I'm going to position this to the back so I can get rid of this heart again. And I'm going to actually move these. And so now I will make this smaller so that I can move this one as well. I want that straight with that one. And that looks pretty good. So now we've got our ears done, or one ear done. And so now we are going to duplicate this, and we're going to do the name, of course, is the final thing that we need to do here. So I got to pull up the name here. And the name is Cora Lucille. So I am going to leave a heart in here, but I'll get rid of this 17 and I'll get rid of the 3 and I'll get rid of one of these. And I will make this heart. Let's see. Actually, I think I will leave 2 of these. Let's see. Cora, Kora, and Lucille. All right. I'm going to make this smaller here. I could also capitalize all of these and see how they look. And then maybe do a cursive for Lucille. So I'm going to move this in here, get this in. And now I'm going to add another text box. So I'm going to Control C, Control V here. And I'm going to change this font to Love Witch Script. And I am going to write Lucille. See how that looks here. I got to make sure I spelled it right. Lucille is correct. So now I'm going to shrink this down and I'm going to move it in here. And I will change Cora here. Oh, we duplicated that. And now I'm going to make Cora a little bit smaller so that fits in there. See if I can get that in. I'm going to change these letters around, just playing with it to see what fits and what doesn't. I kind of like the capital, so I will leave that. And maybe I'll move Lucille over here. There we go. That looks really cute. So now we've got, I can make this heart bigger. And I think I'll line it up here in the middle more. See, that looks pretty good. Cora Lucille, March 17th, 2024. So now I will download this as well. So I'm going to do share and download. And again, I'm going to do the size. I'm going to raise the DPI, transparent background. I'm going to download these now. And I'm going to open this up and I'm going to extract the files. I don't know why this is doing that where we can't see them. So extract all and save this. Oh, we got to change that name up there. So let's change the name here and we'll call it Bunny Ears. And then we'll go back and we'll start our download again and raise the DPI, transparent background, download. And now I am going to start a Word document. Oops, get that out of there. Now I'm going to open a Word document here and I'm going to start a new one. And I will make this a little smaller so that you can see it. And I'm going to go to my layout here and I'm going to go with landscape so that you can see everything coming in on the page. And I have some margins preset to 0, so I'm going to use that. And my size, I think we're going to be able to use an 8.5 by 11. So I'm going to leave it at that. So now we're going to insert these pictures that we just designed. And I want to make sure that they come in at just the right sizes. So we're going to go up here and I'm going to find my bunny from today. Bunny feet, here we go. So we want to bring both of those in. And then now I need to find bunny ears. Up there. They not come out yet. Where did I put them? Let's see. Bunny ears. And I'm going to bring this down and I'm going to extract these. Where did I put them? Downloads, bunny ears. Okay. Well, now let's find these bunny ears and get them in our Word document. Close this and start over here. Insert picture, this device. Bunny ears. All right, here we go. Insert. And so where's the other one? Oh, there it is. They just kind of got all jumbled up. So the first thing you're going to do is you are going to hit this and you're going to have the layout option here and you're going to change it to wrap and through so that we can move this around. And you're going to do this to every one of the images. You can also do that up here as well, wrap and through. And so now I can move these around. We are missing one of our images though. See if I can find it here. We are missing our length. So let's go and find that. It must got pushed off the page here. So I'm going to go and grab that one again. Bunny ears and bunny feet. Here we are. There we go. So again, you're going to do the wrap and through, and you're going to position this on the page. I am going to space them out just because I'm not adding anything else to this page. And then we can get these printed and we'll get them pressed onto the bunny. So I'm going to go to File and I'm going to go to Print. And I'm going to be using my Epson EcoTank 2840 that I've converted over to sublimation printing by adding sublimation ink. I will have a link below for converting a printer. And I'm going to go under properties and I'm going to select premium presentation paper matte. And quality, I'm going to set to high. And then under more options, I am going to mirror my images and I am going to turn high speed or bidirectional printing off. Do not forget to mirror this because when you press it on, it will go on backwards and we don't want to be ruining a bunny. So now I'm going to go under more options and I'm going to emphasize more and emphasize thin lines under image options here. Again, that was emphasize more and emphasize thin lines. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to hit OK here and I am going to go and get this printed. When we were designing and getting ready to print, something that I forgot to point out in Word is if you highlight the image and you go up to picture format, you can see the arrow straight up in the middle. And then if you look to the right where the other arrow is there, it shows you the size of the image. And then you can make it bigger or smaller there too. But you can see that this brought our image in exactly the size that we created it in Canva. But it's always good to double check that before printing. I am using HTV Ront 125 sublimation paper and I am going to be using heat resistant tape. So here's our design right out of the printer and I have my pressing mat here that we're going to be using as well. And I have my Cricut Easy Press set for 385 degrees and 30 seconds. So we're going to be pressing this at 385 degrees for 30 seconds each press. So now I have my images trimmed down and I'm getting ready to press the first one here. So you're going to want to make sure that you have your surface clean and that all of the fibers are going the same direction. And I'm going to attach this and use firm pressure when I press. Now I have my design taped in place very, very well because when we put our Easy Press on here, we do not want anything to move and we are going to be pressing with firm pressure for 30 seconds. So now I've got this on and it is pressing. So we are going to keep firm pressure and we are going to lift this Easy Press straight up. We're not going to slide it at all. Now I'm going to give this a couple seconds to cool and then we will do the reveal. And here is our first press. And now we have our second ear in place. And again, I'm going to be pressing this firm pressure, 385 degrees for 30 seconds. And here is the second press. The feet can be a little bit trickier, so just make sure you have your design taped in place well and hold the foot down as much as you can before applying the heat press and pressure. And again, a good press. I move this one up a little bit, and now it's ready for our last press. And our final press is almost done. And here is the final press. I did go back in and decided to put the birth time in there. I don't know what I was thinking. I forgot to put that on there. So I just added this the same way, 385 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 seconds with firm pressure. And here is a final look at our birth announcement bunny. This again is a sublimation ready bunny here, but I have done sublimation on plain stuffed animals before, and I'll have a link below for that video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment on what you think. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Please like my video, subscribe to my channel, see links below, and leave me a comment.